forecast, didn't we? And this was meant to be a cracking day. Possibly the odd shower written off this morning, but generally the weather looks really good over the next few days. Get these seats dried, but in the meantime, give Caleb a shout if there's anything we can do. Thank you.
Much better than
Statland. Do you know where you're going?
today is quite minimal. Right down to our left, the island with the white beach. Just 15 minutes everybody and we'll get you on to the next island. Thank you. few islands here up past Flada and the Carnivores. Hopefully we